Hello everyone, my name is Xandierious and welcome back to another Magic Arena video. In today's video, the user, Weirdest Person, commented that I should make a Grixis control deck that focuses on black heavy removal. And I did just that, but before we crack into the deck, if there is any deck from this list you would like to see played, replayed, or just a deck made and played in a future video, comment it down below and I will try my best to make it happen. No guarantees though at the moment. So what I did is I took a more mono black approach to the deck with splashing the blue and red. And I know you're looking at Niv Mizzet and you're like, that's not really much of a splash. That is because I went full crazy, combined a mostly mono black splashing for Grixis colors deck, and took my Chromatic Black deck, which runs Chromatic Lantern, and some fetch pieces like Mastermind's Acquisition for some sideboard action, which I'll get into. And I made a crazy hybrid of it, and it's my little concoction, and I'm proud of it, and it's pretty fun to play. It is not competitive, though, but it is a lot of fun. So we have 2 Moment of Craving, 3 Yarok's Fenlurker, 4 Discovery Dispersal, 3 Treasure Map, 2 Golden Demise, 2 Bedevil, 4 Chromatic Lantern, 2 Dread Presence, 2 Mastermind's Acquisition, 2 Vraska's Contempt, 2 Cavalier of Night, 2 Nicol Bolas Dragon God, 2 Golos Tireless Pilgrim, 2 Liliana Dreadhorde General, 2 Niv Mizzet Parun. We have 2 Cabal Strongholds, which there's only 14 basic swamps, which makes it kind of weak. I've considered cutting down to 1 Cabal Stronghold, 15 swamps, and then I've considered cutting a Golos or a Yarok's Fenlurker for 3 or 4 Dread Presence, because Dread Presence puts in some work, especially with all the mono black going on in here. I may make that change at the end of the video and just experiment, see how it does. The sideboard, which I don't believe I'm going to play any best of 3, but just in case you're curious, 2 Legion's End, an Elder Spell, 2 Angrass Rampage, an Unmoored Ego, a Chance for Glory, a Joseph S. Lich Knight, 2 Ritual of Soot, a Mirari Conjecture, a Lich's Mastery, an Omniscience, a Banefire, and an Expansion Explosion. I would consider making the sideboard a little better. The sideboard would be best if I'm running 4 of the Mastermind's Acquisition, because then things like the Mirari Conjecture can double up the Masterminds in the future and get them back. And then you compare Lich's Mastery, with where you can't lose the game, to Chance for Glory for taking an extra turn, and then Lich's Mastery would negate you losing the game, and then Conjecture can get Chance for Glory back, and it's basically a infinite turn engine if you can get it going and your opponent has no say in the matter, such as blowing up anything or countering anything or just being a nuisance in general. So without any further ado, we're going to take it into a couple games and see how it does. This looks like a good keep to me. 2 treasure maps, a Chromatic Lantern, a Dread Presence, lots of swampy things. We got the colors somehow, which is amazing. I'll get out the red land first because Bedevil is most often what we need early. Ooh, second Lantern off the top is not what we're going to need. I'm going to let the draw happen naturally, though, because I'm going to play Lantern. Hopefully I don't need to shock myself. Looks like we're potentially up against... What is this? Gates? Seems to be a Gates deck. Alright, we're going to get Chromatic Lantern going. Get our Scry on. Land. Allows us to play Dread Presence. I think I'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Dread Presence. Okay, this is just straight up a Gates deck. Nothing special here. So we can play the Dread Presence, and then what do I want to do? Do I want to do some damage or draw some cards? I'm going to lose a life and draw some cards. Seems like the better value right now. I could have done his Scry before drawing. That probably would have been ideal. Bedevil seems good because if they come out with a ram, I'm going to need to deal with it. And I would rather use my Dragon God to uptick and have a huge impact on the game that way. And there's the ram. Alright. So bedevil the ram. I'll do that now in case they run counter magic. Most gate decks are the same, which makes them pretty boring in my eyes, but you never know. And we'll do this. Nickel Bolus on top. I'll keep them there. Could use the threats, potentially. The 2 life. Here, I'll do the 2 damage. And then I'll attack. And maybe... target creature planeswalker. So I can't blow up the Guild Summit here. But maybe what I should do is use my treasures to jam the Dragon God here. Because that might be more valuable than using the treasures to draw. And then I have a backup. Opponent's thinking of something. Oh, they're exiling. I forgot. I don't play with the Dragon God that often, except for when I play Grixis. Usually when I'm playing Grixis for myself, that is not the card I use. Hey, look at that. First win. Okay, full disclosure. I've played about 6 games and only won the 1. So I am going to add 2 more Dread Presents. I'm going to take away a Niv Mizzet, and I'm going to take away a Golos. Furthermore, I'm going to take away the Cabal Stronghold and add the extra Swamp. I feel like this could help the deck a lot. And it's very frustrating that I hit the record button and I go on a gigantic losing streak. But I play the deck all the time for fun, play test it, fine tune it, and it does great. But it's just, I don't know, it's that YouTuber luck. So we're going to go in for a couple more games, and hopefully I'm not ripping my hair out by the time you see another game show up in the video. All right, not a bad hand. I have the Cabal Stronghold in hand. We can get a turn 2 treasure map. Ooh, they're hexproof though. That doesn't stop the Fenlurker, but that does mess with the Dread Presence. I should get the Cabal Stronghold out next. Save the swamps for the Dread Presence. It's only them that has hexproof, right? Yeah. Alright. Oh. Yes, that is what I want to do. I was thinking Cabal Stronghold does not produce black mana unless you're using its other ability. So the Fenlurker would not work with it. So we're going to get a colorless from that and check our scry. Watery Grave is fine by me. And we're going to play that Fenlurker and see what they exile. A lot of green players, by the way, will exile, was it? The 6/6 for 4 that has hexproof. That if you discard it, you play it instead. But this exiles the card from their hand, not discards it. So that's important to note, because a lot of players will... Ooh, I want an upkeep stop. Thank you. Alright. Once again, I'm going to tap the Stronghold. See what I see. A Lantern would be nice. Let's see. With the Beacon, they are definitely playing Planeswalkers. So I will miss my land drop to get the Vraska's Contempt, because that's going to be a bit of removal that I'm probably going to need. Set our upkeep stop and just see what we see. We have a Liliana, which I'm not sure what she's going to do for us this game. We're going to have stuff exiled from our graveyard, which isn't that big of a deal. The only thing that can get stuff back is the Cavalier and the Mirari Conjecture in the sideboard. So I'm not too worried about that. What does our map see? A Lantern, that's perfect. Take the draw on that. Go to our main. Perfect. And I don't see it being beneficial to pop our treasures for a Dread Presence. I can emergency Vraska's Contempt if I need to, but I don't foresee them playing a Planeswalker that I care to do that with.
That's what I do.
Okay. Straight to my turn. We'll take a draw first. I want the Dread Presence to come down and be able to do something, not just come down and die. Another Dread Presence. I could play Liliana. I have a feeling they have a way of dealing with whatever I play. So I'll just play the one Dread Presence and be happy with it. Yep. They're looking at it. They've got something. End the turn, and nothing. No cast down, no contempt, no nothing. Consume. You gain life equal to its power. Okay. Consume the presence. They exile it. Gain a little bit of life. That's fine. If Kaya becomes too much of a problem, I can absolutely just bedevil her or something. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get down both Dread Presences. And what? Take 2 draws? I'm not sure if I like that. It tapped wrong. I wanted the Cove untapped. Of course. Alright, we'll pass here. I have next turn to try and draw with the Cove. Magic's auto tapper absolutely hates the Treasure Cove. Why are you like this? Opponent, what kind of crazy deck is this? This is literally just a creature hate plus I have a Kaya. Alright, we'll take the turn. We'll take the draw. Do this properly. There we go. Auto Tapper's not going to mess with us this time. Good. And I'm going to play the land now because I'm terrified that they're going to remove my presence. Ooh, nice. Oh, let's get this out there right now and start scrying. Another map. Another map's good, but I don't think I need a third map this game. I'm pretty close to jamming the Liliana at this point. Oh, Gideon. Oh, okay.
Let me lead the charge.
All right, you're getting exiled. Uh-huh.
I believe in you.
You believe in me. Isn't that nice? Are you actually removing your own graveyard? I saw them poking around in there. I'm going to tap the Watery Grave. Check the Scry. Dread Presence is nice. Sure. Take that draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, go to main. That would help. I am going to draw with the Dread Presence first. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I'm going to get a little risky. Perfect. Land. Okay. Take the draw. Take the draw. Alright, nice. Then I can Vraska's Contempt without giving up my treasure. Or I could Bedevil and still get the draw that I want. Nope, nope, nope. It is tapping all wrong. Alright, we'll tap you for a red. Tap you for a black. Tap you for a black. Bedevil the Gideon. It's not indestructible right now because it's not their turn. And then I can do this. Take my draw. Swamps aren't bad. And then I can attack down... Oof. Maybe the Kaya? I don't know. I can exile the Kaya. The Kaya I'm not too worried about until they play something like a... what is his name? Prison Realm. You play Prison Realm, and you're getting the Dread Presence. Oop, get the upkeep stop before I forget. We now have enough swamps that Cabal Stronghold's going to be worthwhile to use. Fine by me. What? Protection from black. Oh, you're tricky. Okay. Protection from black. Do I want another Discovery Dispersal? It lets me get pretty deep, but I don't know if I want 3 of them. I don't want to be playing them over and over and over again. Blood Crypt. Go to our main. Now this won't be able to do the 2 damage. Let's see. I could shock myself, but that could be bad. This does -2, and it should be able to kill that, right? Even though it's protection from black? I'm going to take a chance. It worked. Alright, good. Perfect. If I play a Liliana, that takes a treasure, so I'll wait. Enter tapped. I'll take another card draw. And a nickel bolus. Sweet, I don't have to lose a treasure.
Once again.
I will use Kaya's plus, and I'll take the Gideon and a creature. Get some life gain back.
Your bloodline from existence.
And then we'll just go face. Still don't have enough exiled that I'm worried. Whew. And there goes my creature. Alright, that's fine. I have Liliana coming down next. Does that affect Planeswalkers? I don't think so. Alright, Dread Presence is going away. Not Dread... Right? Dread Presence? Yeah. Alright. So here, I'm actually going to do... I'm going to take my draws first. Let's get my draws out of the way. Draw. Draw. Very good. Then I'm actually going to undo that. Can't undo that. Oh well. No harm, no foul. I'm going to +1 to Liliana. Then I'm going to use Liliana's +1 with Bolus, just to keep the pressure up. I could start exiling their stuff, but they have enough permanents that I don't really care to do that. We'll take some more draws here. Another Liliana seems fine. And I will keep the Discovery Dispersal this time. And just in case, let's have the Vraska's Contempt open. And pass the turn. This game is absolutely nuts, but I think I've done it. I think I've done it. I mean, they could play a Liliana of their own. And, what is it called? Do the spark thingy. Gosh, I can't speak. What is it called? D-Spark. Alright, that's fine. 3 loyalty. I don't give a crap at all. Discard a card. Resolve. Alright, let's see. Let's get rid of this Watery Grave. Oh, they get to see my whole hand when they do that? What did they do to see my hand? Oh. Ooh, they hit me hard. Okay. I think I've about had enough with this Kaya. So, this Kaya's going to get absolutely destroyed. I'm going to take a draw here first. There we go. I could have Discovery Dispersaled first. And we'll do 7. Do I want to gain life first? Do they have creatures in their graveyard? They don't. Alright. You go away. Yes, good. You go up to 8. I'm going to start exiling their stuff now. Plus, I get to draw cards. I never thought of that.
I'll be back.
Return.
Just you wait.
My intellect.
I don't think I care about this creature. I'll -2 my own creature for the card draw. Again, I should have Discovery Dispersaled first.
I'll find a use for you.
Golos isn't bad. What can I do with a Golos? Fetch more land. What does more land do for me? It doesn't even matter. I was so close to ulting with Lily and Nicol Bolas that it would have been game over. I'm going to go in for one last game. I think it's all I can tolerate. I know this is probably a short video, but I am on the verge of losing my mind and throwing in the towel. Definitely hitting that weird YouTube plague right now where I just hit the record button and lose all my games. I've played this deck so much off camera, and it performs very well, but for some reason today it does not want to do that. So, I'm going to play out the Watery Grave. And by the way, fun little trivia. This is what I think did I say it in this one? I said it in one of the ones I cut for sure, but this is my third time trying to record this video. The first time, recorded for an hour, looked over at my software, realized I forgot to hit record. The second time was immediately afterwards, and my daughter, who I'm holding now and was holding then, was just not tolerating another game, so I just shut down that recording, and now here I am. Struggling. Alright, we'll take the scry. No problem there. Land. I'm afraid of flooding. Simple as that. Look at that. Still got my 5th land. Usually getting to 5 lands is good enough. 6 is like kind of the max. If I had out a chromatic lantern... Oh, no. I'm just going to take my natural draw and see what it is. Do you suppose I let them steal a card? I'm going to attempt to let them steal a card. Because I feel like the Vraska's Contempt would be better spent on a Planeswalker. Hopefully they don't hit anything too impactful. If they're dropping Dragon God on me, I'm not going to be happy about that, but we'll see. They are Esper. They're playing Teferi, and that's hard enough to deal with sometimes. Alright, a land and a treasure map. Let's see if they play it here. I'm not sure. What did you steal? Alright, mortifying my creature. So this thing's getting Vraska's Contempted 100%. I don't have the red mana for this, and I don't have a lantern yet. Of course, I say that, and there's my lantern. So you need to go away. Have fun with your free steal. You shouldn't have had it, but oh well. I really wanted to answer the thief without having to blast my spell. And there goes Nicol Bolas the Dragon God. Or the lantern. They could take the lantern and hope that I don't draw my red source. Oh. They took Masterminds. Do you not realize that my map is flipping? Okay. There's my red source. I don't even have to use, I don't have to use treasures if I don't want to. And this time I'm just going to get rid of the thief. I'm not dealing with that thing again. Those things run away with games, and it's terrifying. I'd rather them remove the Planeswalker, which they might just... Oh, duress, thanks. There goes the Chromatic Lantern. I think they somewhat understand this deck. Yeah, that's why I didn't plus the Nicol Bolas. I feel like they understand this deck fairly well. They've answered my threats pretty decently. I'm not happy about that, though. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I currently have City's Blessing. So if I have to Golden Demise another thief. They've run out 2. Alright, there's the Teferi. As long as they don't remove the presence, my best top deck is a swamp of some sort. They are going to remove the presence with the Teferi minus. What do I have in response? I have Kill Your Teferi. Very elegant solution, I'd say. Nice. I have a Liliana as long as it's not removed, which I don't have high hopes. They are getting thin on the hand, though. Oh my gosh.
Let's slow this down. Hurry!
So they know I'm getting the Dread Presence. Do they run counter magic? I haven't seen Baby Tef. So it's very possible that they run counter magic. I'm going to get out the Dread Presence and try this. Maybe I should have gone for the card draw.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
But if they do something like a Vraska's Contempt on this, that means I can keep my Lily. And my Lily will pump out threats that the Teferi is going to get pummeled with. Alright, there's Baby Tef. So I don't believe I have to worry about counter magic. Alright, minus that. Plus this one, right?
Keep up the pace.
I think jamming a Lily here might be my best hope back into this game. Oh, that's rough. This is a hero deck. That tells me quite a bit more. So, I'm going to get out the Dread Presence. I'm going to get out my Swamp. I'm going to keep the pressure on Big Tef here, because if that thing gets out of hand, the game is definitely over. And then I'm going to get rid of this hero. Unless they have a Dovin's Veto, which is usually a one of. Oh boy. What is it? Is that card draw? Ah. Okay, so they returned it to their hand. Do I ever minus with Lily against this deck? If I minus with Lily,
That's more like
their
it.
creatures are gone.
We need to move quickly.
But then Baby Tef can bounce the Othakaya and then kill Lily by the time she climbs back up. So, I think I should play the Liliana and plus her.
I do hope you make this battle exciting.
And try and have them outpace me with creatures?
Effective.
I don't know. Holding the Swamp in case I get a Dread Presence. Oh, that's rough. Yeah. I get some card draw. What do I get?
Servant anyway.
Dread Presence. 1, 2, 6, 7. Lily's dead.
You know what?
Big
I'm not
Tef
done
ticks up. What do I do from here? Is there any way of winning? Next turn they can bounce
Might
the
be a
Dread
bad
Presence. My nose is itching something fierce. I think like a mustache hair is poking it. And they get out a Sorin. So killing... Well, this is game over. Once again, losing. Very unfortunate. Alright. Well, weirdest person... You came over my house, and I believe I showed you this deck, and I showed you it winning. So you know it's possible. I'm sorry for the poor showing, the few games, slightly salty attitude, but like, I'm done with this deck. I think after this video, I'm just going to delete it, because even though it seems to play fine off camera, but it's just too tainted for me. I mean, I could just get the deck list by looking at the video again. But I am absolutely done with this deck, unfortunately. Very upset. Wasted a lot of time on that deck in particular, and there's a lot of other decks I really, really want to get to. I want to get to my aggro elementals, which I have two different builds right now, and I think this one's my favorite. I have a Bantscape Shift, which everyone knows and fears and hates. I have 420 Blaze It, which was featured on Day 9's What the Deck stream and was amazing. He got nuked for 420 damage to the face with a Banefire, hence the name 420 Blaze It. And the 420 was a total accident, as opponent Brian didn't even realize he did it. He just did the numbers and then, yep. Then we have Sultai's Dreadhorde, which is a Yarok Command the Dreadhorde deck. That's a lot of fun. Just a Chandra deck, that's just whatever. If I get to it, that would be nice. I really want to get back to my Dimir Control Mill deck, because I have updated it, and it does perform pretty well. It's definitely fallen more out of the meta, which a lot of people really hate Bant Scape Shift. But if you think about it, it gets absolutely destroyed by counter magic. And I am aware that there are Baby Tefs in Bant Scape Shift, but Baby Tef has really kind of diversified the meta, in my opinion. Decks like Bant Scape Shift only exist because of Baby Tef. Without Baby Tef, we'd still play counter magic, and things like Scape Shift and Command the Dreadhorde would be non-viable because they would just get countered every single time. They'd still be fine decks, but they wouldn't be the tier 1 decks that they are now. I want to say that Command the Dreadhorde deck is still tier 1. I'm not 100% sure on that. Esper still is tier 1, but it's not the same Esper control. It doesn't run counter magic anymore. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts on the whole meta shift and diversity. And Baby Tef is both a blessing and a curse. With Baby Tef, we have to deal with Baby Tef, which is potentially one of the most annoying things ever. Self-explanatory. Without Baby Tef, we would have Esper control with counter magic still being the reigning champion, and everything else would just feel pretty subpar. Grixis would probably be alright, but Grixis doesn't do as good against as many matchups as Esper does. Esper is kind of just like your Swiss Army knife, and Grixis does that too, but maybe has a couple tools removed. So thank you so much for letting me rant, and if you made it this far, drop a like, share my video, that helps me the most. But thank you all so much for watching. I will see you on the flip side. Bye!